Heads up. If you have kids around,
Parental advisory is in effect.
This is the Bonus Bone Podcast with Lamont and Tonelli.
It's like water torture.
Baby Huey.
Chasta.
And Joe Hawk.
Welcome back, friends, to the Bonus Bone Podcast. Chasta, Lamont, Tonelli, Huey, Joe Hawk, and we have producer Smelly on the line, which always makes things next level interesting.
That's right.
Thanks for being with us today. We are talking about mishaps after the 4th of July, because this is usually the day or the next couple of days when we start hearing about missing limbs or
digits or that kind of thing.
Hopefully not limbs.
Fireworks injuries.
That's a real big firework if you lose a limb.
Right?
But either way, we heard rumor that Smelly has a story related to this. Of course you do. Smelly?
Yes. You know someone that you went to school with, right?
Yes. It was actually my good friend in high school. I'm just going to call him Gary.
Uh-huh.
And I went to a small high school. He was a baseball star. So he was better than anyone else, but nothing spectacular. Because when you live in a small town, that doesn't take much. But he was like the Al Bundy of baseball. So on the 4th of July, our junior year, you know, M80s were a big deal back then. Mm-hmm. He accidentally blasted off about 3 fingers from his throwing hand.
Oh my.
So this is well before there was any hope of a prosthetic or just anything. It was just like blammo. He had this Nightmare on Elm Street looking lobster claw. Oh. You know, so, and this is pre-internet, so it was very easy for people to embellish his level of baseball talent. This is what made Lamont laugh.
Yes.
And so to make his injury seem more devastating, this legend of his baseball skills grew, you know.
Every year.
So his pre-injury baseball skills apparently just got better and better, and he became the cautionary tale for teenagers, you know, to not blow off their fingers. And his legend grew, and he was being scouted by the Giants.
Oh my God! Of course,
he had all the tools to go pro, and now he's forever changed. And even the big-time newspapers, once they picked up on him, he was being called this rising star whose time was cut short. And I'm like, this fucking guy.
It was a buddy of yours that he was just good on the baseball team.
Yeah, he was just average, and because he was now a poor kid with a lobster claw. They said he was basically the next Cy Young cut down in his prime.
Oh my God, that is too much.
Exactly.
And, you know, the funny thing is he had to buy into it because that's all he had. He was getting laid from being the baseball stud,
right?
Oh,
to all of a sudden now he's like the goofy version of Rick Allen, you know, from Def Leppard. So it's like he just had to buy into it, and by senior year, you know, the community had him doing like ceremony first pitches at games. You know,
oh my God,
he would throw the ball, and it was terrible because he had 2 fingers, and everybody would cheer, like you know when they put the
oh my!
You know, what an inspiration!
Cheering him and making him feel good. He even got a standing ovation at high school graduation because of
missing fingers.
What he lost in baseball in his life. They was cut short. And it gets replayed every year.
Oh
like
my
every
God!
Year,
This is his legacy.
Would get more and more tragic. And then as social media came around, now that we're adults, he would do this every year. He would make this post about how his life was forever altered by this mishap. And it just got to the point where it just grew beyond anything that was what it was.
And he's the one perpetuating it.
I was going to say, so he's bought into the story that he was the next Cy Young that got cut short.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because now he has something to blame it on, right? Like his future was spoiled because of that.
Do you know what? And not saying where he works, but do you know what he does for a living now?
Oh, he's a handyman, which I don't know.
Come on, Smelly. That was uncalled for.
Nicely done.
Uncalled for, sir.
But the funny thing, he has kids, and I can almost guarantee his kids think their dad was something truly special.
Oh, he was going to major leagues. He was going to be a major league star.
I am so glad we did not use his real name.
Right.
I am so glad because, man, we're piling on to this poor guy, a handyman. Is that a joke or is he really a handyman?
No, he really is.
Oh, for God's sake.
Wow.
That poor guy. Well,
Can you give his number in case anyone wants to hire him?
I know.
The funny thing is, I hired him to paint some trim in my house, and he did such a shitty job.
What did you expect?
Thank you.
I paid him to do finishing work, and the lines were so bad. And I was like, I just told my wife, I'm like, well, we just got to pay him and get somebody else because it's too far. It's far. We're too far into this.
Yeah.
Bless you for giving him work, though. I think after you just ripped him a new.
He could have been a cook and make finger food.
Oh my God! All right, we got to move on.
He obviously already tried finger painting.
You guys are so terrible. We're going to call Manny. He is a bonehead who let us know. He called up on the show when we were talking about this originally.
Manny the Custodian.
Yes, Manny whoa, I just had a stroke. Manny the Custodian.
Yes.
He's going to grace us with his presence. Hey, Manny, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, thank you for joining us on the podcast today.
So now we have Manny. So now we have Manny on the line with his story?
Yes.
Okay. And Manny, this was a story you called into our show. We were talking about people. Do you know anyone, or have you experienced it yourself? Have you lost any digits as a result of firecrackers?
Yeah, I saw one of my friends when I was young. We used to buy our packets of fireworks, and they used to include M80s in them.
Uh-huh.
And M80 is a quarter stick of dynamite.
Yes.
And we popped off fireworks all off, and then the next day we'd go back and look for the ones that didn't pop off. So he found one that had a real short fuse. It was an M80 that had a short fuse. And we told him, don't light that. Don't you dare light that. And he went over there and just put a match to it and blew his finger off.
Oh, my God. You witnessed this?
So he wasn't even holding it. He wasn't holding it. He just lit it.
He lit it, and it popped right in front of him.
Oh.
He was deaf for a couple of days, and he lost one of his thumbs over that.
Oh, my God. That's horrific.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hold it. So you saw the thumb blow off his hand?
Did you find the thumb?
Yeah. There was just nothing but skin, and you could see his thumb bone.
Oh. Now, Manny, as his friend, did you go and look for the remaining part of the thumb so maybe they could sew it back on or put it in an ice chest or something?
The thumb was on his hand, but it was just hanging out.
Oh, God.
Were they able to save his thumb?
No, they had to cut it off. He lost his thumb.
Oh, my God.
Now, what did you do? Did you grab something to wrap it all up, or did you react to this at all?
Yeah, we were kids. We started laughing first.
Of course.
Now, how old were you at the time?
I was 14.
So, needless to say, then, your buddy did not hitchhike to the hospital.
Oh, my God.
Never again.
That is terrible.
He had to use his right hand instead of his left hand.
He was going the wrong direction.
Are you still friends with this guy?
No, this was in Phoenix, and he's a long-lost buddy of mine. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, do you know what happened to him after that? Like, what kind of work he does or anything like that?
Well, he can't. Well, yeah. He's, I don't know what he does now because we lost contact with each other. So,
gotcha.
We're sending him healing vibes for his poor thumb. My God, that is horrific. We appreciate you coming on the show, Manny.
All right, thank you.
All right, you take care.
There you go.
Bye-bye now.
I was going to ask if he played baseball.
He does now. There's this guy at Home Depot who lost his thumb, and they sewed his pinky where the thumb is.
What? They put the wrong finger where it was supposed to go?
Why?
What's that?
They put the wrong finger where the thumb was supposed to go?
No, apparently the thumb is like really, really important.
Yeah, you got to have that thumb.
Yeah, it's like your big toe is
So
really
they
important.
cut off a finger and then put it where the thumb goes.
I've heard of big toes replacing the thumb, though.
I have heard of that, too. Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering if they did that with Manny's friend, because that's apparently a big deal. Like you can't.
You got to have your thumb.
Have a thumb.
Which makes sense. I mean, I'd rather, if you had to choose, I'd rather lose my pinky than my thumb.
Right.
Right? Even though I have an adorable pinky ring, but I could go without it.
It would be a thumb ring.
It's a horrific thought. I do have an uncle who only has a few fingers, but I think if I remember right, I texted Bubba earlier and I asked him, I think he was born that way. But I do have a friend in high school who was building a pipe bomb, not kidding, and it blew up and it severed his throat. He almost died.
He didn't die?
He didn't die, but he has the most gigantic scar from like the top of his cheek all the way down his throat, basically over his shoulder. I mean, it's crazy. And that was in like I don't know, 6th grade or something like that.
6th grade, huh?
Yeah.
Building
pipe bombs?
Yeah, in the 6th
he was
grade.
building a pipe bomb. I don't know what he ended up doing for a living. I mean, we
Right.
can take a lot of guesses there, but anyway, hopefully he's well.
Now, the kids are usually cruel on the playground. Did they give him a nickname at all?
No. When he's, doing pipe bombs, I think people were more
Yeah.
intimidated and terrified of him than anything. So nobody ever gave him crap.
Like
I don't think about it.
Scarface or anything
No,
like
I think
that?
he was probably proud
No,
of
if
that.
he was dabbling in pipe bombs, you leave that guy alone.
You
right?
leave that guy alone. Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, we've got another listener on the line. Hello.
Hi, good morning, you guys.
Good morning. Who are we talking with?
Let's go Pyrotechnic Jim.
Pyrotechnic Jim.
PJ.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Thanks for being on the podcast. So you got a story for us, we hear.
Well, I remember Pyrotechnic Jim, you called in with, now, it was a friend of yours or something that lost his fingers?
My brother, born on the same day, 4 years apart.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's right. It was his brother.
What are the odds of that, by the way?
Right?
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
So we've been doing local fireworks shows like the State Fair, River Cats, and stuff like that, and
Cool.
we cut some of the clippings off in order for the shell to go up right away. We cut off the chicken wick, which has part of the quick match on it, which burns 60 feet per second. He happened to get a hold of one of my friend's M5000s, and instead of just lighting the chicken wick on there, he put that on the end of that, which when he went to light it and throw it, and kids, drugs and fireworks do not mix.
Was he on drugs at the time as well?
Yes,
So,
he was.
What was he on? Can you tell us what he was on when he threw that?
I'm sure it was probably just meth.
Oh,
Just
meth, that's all.
Just meth.
Was just meth.
So give us a little perspective here. Everybody's familiar with M80s from back in the day.
Yeah.
How does an M5000 compare to an M80?
4 or 5 times the size.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Bigger. An M80 would be like half a little 5-hour energy drink, and a Red Bull can.
uh-huh.
Holy crap.
Oh, my God.
So you're talking like a stick of dynamite or more.
Correct.
Holy
All right, now these what are they called? M what?
5,000.
M5000. Are those the ones that they shoot up at the fireworks shows high in the sky?
No, those are usually 2.5 or 3-inch shells.
Okay.
Those are just called salutes.
Okay.
Okay, do you do this for a
homemade
living?
device.
Just so we're clear, is
Yeah.
this what you do?
That's my 4th job.
Okay.
4th job. Okay.
So these M5000s?
Yeah.
These M5000s, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
Say it
A lot
again.
of noise and to see what you can destroy.
Okay.
Including your hand. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So your brother lit this,
Yep.
and what
To
happened?
throw it,
Yeah.
and as he threw it, drew his hand back to throw it. He just looked to his right and went, shit, and put both hands up. Or brought his other hand up to it.
Yeah.
And his right hand now is like a lobster claw.
Oh.
Another lobster claw.
So he has how many
He has
digits
no
left? 2?
finger, No pinky, no thumb. It's just like a big hook on his right hand. And on his left hand, he has his pinky and his ring finger.
Okay,
Well,
on
that's
both
good.
hands. So how many
Both
digits?
hands.
So how did he blow both
my
hands?
Well, he put the other hand back.
Yeah, he
When-
went, oh, shit. It lifted his left hand up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
The
let me ask you something. Okay, so he does this, and you see your brother, who's probably on meth, blow his fingers off. When this happens,
I was at my house in 2004.
Right.
I asked my mom earlier.
yeah.
And I was at my house, and then she called me, yeah, your brother blew off all his fingers. He's in the hospital, blah, blah. And can you go over there and look for his fingers?
Oh, God.
That's what I was going to ask.
That's never a call you want. Can you go look for your brother's
And
body part?
what did you find?
Yeah. Nothing. It's just, okay, I look at the grass, like, there's nothing out here. I mean, if the squirrels or birds picked it up, I don't know.
Could you
Chasta's
imagine
going to throw up.
just looking up at a power line, you see a pigeon or a seagull with a finger in its beak or something?
Yeah. Or the neighborhood cat
Yes.
brings it home for its owner.
I might not recover from that thought. Oh my God.
Dude, this is the greatest call ever.
Wait, okay, so let's do some follow up here with your brother. Where is he now? What is he doing?
He is is at my mom's house in her living room / garage, and he is worthless to society.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Tell us how you really feel.
God.
Does he work at all?
No, he's a mental case.
Oh, wow.
Now, prior to blowing off his fingers, was he good at any kind of sports like baseball? I'm going full circle here.
You really are.
Yeah. No, he hasn't been good for anybody.
Safe to say you guys don't have a good relationship.
No, I disowned him a long time ago when he pushed my mom. It's like, no, you do not exist.
Oh, pushed your mom.
there
Yeah,
you go.
rightfully so then. Good on you, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much for letting us enjoy that story, Pyrotechnic Jim. That's pretty wild.
There you go.
So far, I haven't heard of any bad stories this weekend.
We haven't either, knock on wood. All right, well, Jim, if you hear of any in the next couple of days, you can update us and let us know, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Will do. I have your email.
Yes, all right. All right, thank you, my love. You take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty, bye-bye.
Wow. That is spectacular.
There was a moment I was in fetal position, crouching down on the floor when he said a squirrel ate the meaty bits. Oh, my God. That is so wrong. All right. Well, if you have a horrific story that you want to share with us, Joe, hit us with the email.
Oh, yeah. It's thebonusbonepodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I want to read it. By the way, some of the photos we got when we brought it up on the air originally, and they come to the Bone text lines, which I live on. So I was the first to see them.
I saw some of those too.
Oh my God. If I weren't a vegetarian before that, I would have been after.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. Smelly, thank you for joining us today. We always love when you come on the podcast.
It's my pleasure.
All right, darling. We'll talk to you later. Thank you guys.
Next time with Smelly penis stories.
Yes, penis stories with Smelly.
Do we have that much time?
That's a two-parter at least.
Yes. All right. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.